Hello, everyone. This is Logan589XP here at 6 in the morning for the next Pokemon Presents. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while. Not the Pokemon Presents, mind you, although it has been a while since the last Pokemon Presents, which was the last Pokemon Presents the one we got last year around this time. Did they not do one in between? I don't think they did, actually. I think that it literally has been a year since the last Pokemon Presents. Because normally they have a Pokemon Presents in February on, the day. And then they have one, down the line, maybe in June or July or August. But I don't think we had that last year. It was just the one in February, and then that was it. So I think it's been a whole year since we've had a Pokemon Presents. And of course, there's a lot of anticipation going into this. I did a short for those of you that may or may not have seen. I did do a short that I meant to have out like 3 or 4 days ago, but ended up coming out only yesterday. So it only got about a day to really soak up views before becoming completely obsolete. But it is what it is. But if you didn't see that short about my predictions, essentially, well, first things first. Obviously, we're going to get all the obligatory mobile game updates and stuff. That's a given. And we'll probably also get some quick stuff for, like, various animated projects and maybe some tournament stuff. But as far as, the main part that everyone cares about, which is the games, and by the games, I, of course, mean console, mainline in particular games, but maybe some spin-offs, but mainly the mainline games. Of course, we're all expecting to see ZA. That's a given. That's gonna be here. But there's also been some other rumors regarding like Pokemon collections and Wind and Wave and the Synapse multiplayer game from the leak and stuff. And to make a long story short, that collection rumor that's not a part of a leak. That's not from the Game Freak leak from last year. That's just a rumor that popped up like not that long ago. I think that's nonsense for two reasons. One, the name sounds very like Nintendo Direct leak from like 2015 to me. Like it reeks of like that like mid like 2010s like here's like the Nintendo Direct leak on like a piece of paper that people put on Twitter. Like it feels very much like because the name of the collection, for those of you who haven't seen it, is it's supposed to be called Remembrance and Memories, and the idea is they would have the different versions of the games split between it. So like if you had Remembrance, I forget if maybe I'm getting the order switched, but whatever, you get the point. So like with Remembrance, it would be like red, gold, ruby, and fire red, and then with Memories you'd get blue, silver, sapphire. Had to remember there, and leaf green. And you might be wondering, well, where's the third versions? The third versions supposedly don't get a physical release in either of the collections. They're going to be digital download only or something. But again, that whole thing just sounds so like just the names alone of the collections just sound fake. That immediately kills it for me. But even beyond that, even if that rumor was accurate, which I don't think it is, but let's pretend that it was. It wouldn't be here because that is the perfect thing to save for the anniversary next year for the 30th. So, because it's going to be the 30th anniversary next year. So, that wouldn't be here even if it was real. But I don't think it's real, so let's move past that. Second, the Synapse multiplayer game that was in the Game Freak leak. I mean, sure, that could be here. Oh, okay. And,
Yeah.
hold on, gotta set it up correctly. Let's see.
I can hear.
Okay, there we go. What's the background? What's the background? What? What do you mean by that? Yeah. What your background is? Yeah, that's what I meant. because I can hear something. Okay, hold on. Let me. Your audio's not playing on the stream yet. Let me fix that. Okay, say something.
Hello.
Okay, there. Now you should be able to hear. So, anyways, I was just going over my little spiel about like I don't know if you saw, but I did a short. It didn't cover everything, but it covered like the main stuff that I wanted to really say. That I didn't feel like doing a whole thing for. So I was like, hey, let's do a short. Only problem is it took me like a couple of days too long to make. So like I didn't put it up until like yesterday, so it only got like a day to really soak in views before it becomes completely obsolete. But oh well.
Oh, shit.
But
Yeah, I don't even think I saw it.
well, anyway, here's the main spiel, including stuff that I was just talking about this before you joined, but whatever, I wasn't finished with it anyway. So, the obviously obligatory, we're gonna get all the obligatory mobile updates, all that stuff. We're gonna get animation updates, tournament updates, all that obvious stuff. Now, for the games, the main games, so. Two things I did not talk about in that little short that I didn't really talk about because I didn't really think about it until like halfway through. I didn't feel like re-recording it, and also like I could just talk about it right now anyway. Is have you seen that?
Oh wow, your stream comes up when I search for Pokemon Presents, by the way.
That might just be an algorithm thing.
Well, I searched it on my TV, and yours is like not the first one, but if I keep going, I'll see it.
Are you signed into the TV?
Yeah, I am. So it could be just a algorithm.
Yeah, it's
thing.
probably just an algorithm. Well, anyway, I was just gonna say, have you seen that that like collection leak? That one?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well. First things first. I think I don't buy it for starters. But essentially, what it was supposedly it's like, so they're gonna have like two versions. It's gonna be like one's called like Remembrance, one's called Memories or something. And
yeah, I don't think that's real. I don't know why they would put them on two separate cartridges for that. I think it'd just be on one.
I mean, there are two things that kill that for me. One, the name just sounds really fake. It reeks of like, like 2015 to 2017 era, like Nintendo Direct leak name to me. Like Remembrance and Memories as the name just feels very fake to me. And then the other thing is, even if that was real, they wouldn't do it now. They would do it next year for the anniversary. That's like what you do for the anniversary, is a collection like that. So
yeah, I think we're gonna get that stuff on the 30th.
So that wouldn't be here even if it was real. The other thing is, I completely forgot about this, was there's that like Synapse multiplayer thing from the leak.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be like an Overwatch thing.
I don't know about that. I haven't heard anyone describe it as that. The only thing I heard was that it was multiplayer focused and that it would be, quote, Splatoon-like, whatever the hell that means. But point is, I didn't think about that. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess, I mean, sure. I mean, if it's coming out this year at least, it would be here. But yeah.
Right.
And then it's about to start. I'm gonna just say no Gen 10. We'll just leave it at that.
No Gen 10. Maybe a remake. Maybe. If it's ILCA. Retro TV, maybe it's EA's in the past. Damn, maybe it is in the past. Everyone's already saying Classics Collection. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nah, damn, they don't have any plushies for us to guess what the new games would be. There's not even any Kalos plushies up on the wall.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that they have all of the Paldea plushies.
Well, no, because they normally switch it up for the game they're about to reveal.
But they're not revealing a new game.
I know, but wouldn't it make sense to have like Kalos plushies up there?
Well, are they gonna have like new forms and stuff? Well, they haven't shown us that yet, so they can't put plushies because then that would spoil it.
Yeah, they can. I mean, they're still going to be in the game regardless.
Nah,
Just put like Zygarde, Yveltal, Xerneas, and then the Kalos starters. It's like, oh, the Kalos starters are going to be in the Kalos game. Shocker.
I guess they're starting with the animated stuff. That's a bit of a different order. Normally they start with the mobile games, or at least I think.
This has been out for like years. They showed this at the last direct, I think.
Well, I think there's supposed to be a season 2.
Oh.
That's probably why it's here. Also, they put up like a bunch of episodes on YouTube recently, so yeah, there's like a season 2. That's why it's here. But anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh yes, I don't think we're gonna get a remake. I'll just say that, of any kind, no matter who makes it or what it really is. I don't think we're getting that either. And then yeah, Gen 10 again, I think is.
I think they need to do an XY remake. Since we're getting Legend CA, we should have an XY remake next to it.
I mean, I guess one benefit of that is that it wouldn't be ILCA'd. They would just take the 3DS version and upgrade it.
Yeah. Which is honestly totally fine.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Especially since, you know what'd be kind of funny? What if, like, they were like, hey, remember Pokemon Stars? They should give us Pokemon Stars, like, 8 years after we all thought it was gonna happen.
That would be awesome.
I'd be actually fine with that. Complete the circle, right? The Switch era Pokemon started.
That's funny.
Yeah, the Switch era of Pokemon started with Stars, and then it ends with Stars.
Oh, if only this were actual Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire on Switch. Why did Primals come after fucking... Oh no, this isn't even for Pokemon Go. This is for Master.
And obviously, because they have the Rayquaza from the anime, so they're doing the thing for that. I have to say, they're going through all these fairly quickly. They're not dragging it out. They're just like, okay, here's like your 10 seconds of whatever, and then they just move.
It's 20 minutes too.
Oh wait, it's 20 minutes? When do we get that? Oh, it's never been that long.
19 minutes actually.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's ever been that long. Maybe like 15. I'm so used to them being like 10 minutes. That's what
There's been one where it's like 5. Now we got sleep.
What's funny is for a split second I was like, is that like Lumio City? Like the very first shot? Like at night? That's what I thought at first. It's like, well no, because they're not gonna show us that right now.
I'm kind of surprised it took us this long to get these 2 Pokemon to sleep. I don't play sleep, but considering these are like the sleep Pokemon, it's kind of surprising. They took their sweet ass time with it.
One thing that I kind of find odd is that like they just added Floridian and Juliana to Masters like 2.5 years after Scarlet and Violet came out. I don't know why it took them that long, but it now means that, as far as I know, every pro tag is now in that game. Which won't last for long, but it's something.
Jesus Christ, how do I turn off this live chat on TV? There we go. It's whatever this game was called. Unite.
The game that they put an entire presentation around when everyone thought we were going to get Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I remember this game for.
Although that was Dark Age.
Although, ironically, obviously knowing what we know now, it wouldn't have really been much better if they had done it the other way around. I mean, it would have been better by the sheer nature of it being an actual game that matters.
Dude, it's so funny. No one would have a problem if they had just remade Platinum instead of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, it's like remake, yeah, make platinum and then like do it like the way that they should have done it in the
remake
first place.
inferior. Let's remake the inferior version and lock the superior version on the 20-year-old console.
I mean, for me, it has nothing to do with that. It's just the fact that like it's not like a full 3D. That's my main issue with it. Not that it doesn't have the distortion world or whatever.
No, I kind of like the ILCA graphics. If they were just toned up a little bit more, if they looked better, I wouldn't be mad about it.
I mean, I know I've said this before. Like, I don't think the game looks bad. It's just not what I want.
Yeah.
I wanted a Sword and Shield engine remake. That's what I wanted, not a like 2.5D top down like Link's Awakening style remake.
I like the Link's Awakening style games. I don't know why people hate on it. I like it.
I mean, like what?
I
Like
like
just
that art style.
just. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played either of them, but like I don't know. But one of these days.
That's Mega EX.
But,
Yep. We're getting Megas back. The TCG. I'm kind of surprised they don't evolve from their regular forms. Which probably means we'll get ZA next.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on ZA.
Yep, it is
Well,
ZA.
Well, it's at least.
Or Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, wait, we're doing this first. Right. Gotta have the in-game events.
Oh, shiny Scyther.
Look at that texture, that rock texture.
Oh, wow. That's actually not bad. You got all the starters. With your OT in any Pokeball now, so.
Okay, now surely they'll talk about it, right? Okay, here we go. Okay.
I think you're a little ahead of me.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Maybe it is.
This looks familiar. Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
I don't think it's projects. They do this every anniversary. They do
Well, yeah, I know that they do like the. Well, actually, I don't think they did it the last time. I know that there were a couple of times where they've done like the go through every generation, but I don't think that's what this is. At least not in the same way.
It's what it is right now. I mean, they're going through each generation.
Well.
Oh, you know what it could be? It could
but no,
be
but it's
I know
not
what they're
though.
doing. They could be a new Battle Revolution style game.
Or it could be the Synapse. It could be the Synapse game.
No, because it's like main series games they're going through.
But they showed spin-offs. I saw Battle Revolution. I saw Stadium.
Yeah, but those are connected. They're all connected to main games. Yeah, see, I told you that's what it was. That's literally what it is right now. It's a home Battle Revolution style game.
Okay, but this is a phone game though, or at least it's on phones. Maybe
but it's probably for home. So it's still mainline.
Okay, and there's a console version too. Okay.
Yep. So it's like we finally have this, which is what people wanted forever. Fuck, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, so we were getting more than just ZA, even though it's... Okay, sick. There's another game with Mega, and they have all the battle gimmicks in it too. Okay, that's sick.
I don't see Giganta thingy yet, although I'm sure it's there. I'm sure they're all there. But
Pokemon Champions. Okay, that's actually really cool.
Now, is this...
Oh, that's pretty cool that it's...
Now, is that...
It's like the Pokemon Stadium of this generation. We finally have like a Pokemon Stadium-esque game again.
Now, is that... It's probably Synapse.
No, that's not Synapse.
Then what else is it?
This is like Pokemon Stadium.
No, but the Synapse thing is supposed to be multiplayer focused. This is multiplayer focused.
The Synapse thing is not that. We had pictures of Synapse. Synapse is like a actual action battle style game. It's not like traditional Pokemon battles. This is just traditional Poke battles. But Synapse was actually it was just a spin-off.
Okay, well, okay. Now,
'Cause
okay,
I know
now,
what you're talking about. We already have pictures of Synapse. This is nothing like Synapse.
okay, I haven't seen any pictures of that. Okay, so now notice how they mentioned that this is like a co-production between Game Freak and like a new Pokemon subsidiary that I remember they announced like a year or two ago.
Oh yeah, so it's basically you just connect champions to home.
So it's actually
So this is their answer to the national decks, basically. This is probably gonna release when Gen 10 does, though.
the languages, like adding more,
Oh,
adding.
you just said Pokemon from future generations are gonna be in the game too.
Okay, well, I guess that make. Well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna continue to update it. So like, why wouldn't they add new generations? When
Yeah.
they launch. I was gonna say, so like, I mean, guys, like say, and more languages. There hasn't been new languages, I think, in Pokemon since like Sun and Moon. I think was the last game to add like more languages. That was the one that added.
Well, our first new information about Legend CA in over a year is that it'll be playable in Latin Spanish.
Worth the 1 year wait.
Yeah, that Champions announcement was pretty sick.
I'm curious. The fact that it's on mobile as well makes me wonder how that's gonna go down.
It connects with home, so it's probably they're probably just like, fuck it.
Well, no, I mean, like, you know, the transactional elements of the game. That's what I mean. That's what I'm curious about.
What transactions will they have?
Well, they have to have something. It's on mobile. There's no such thing as paid mobile games. I mean, there are, but no one buys any. So, they kind of. I assume it's free to play, is my point. I assume this is free to play, which means they have to have something. There has to be something. And I want to know what that's. Okay, here we go. Here's the thing. Yeah.
Alrighty, finally some gameplay. No Switch 2 logo. And it's in the present.
Or at least it's not
And it
much
doesn't-
further. And it looks like
Yeah, it's
a-
the present. It's the present. This. Okay, so they are just the reverse starters of Let's Go, the first Legends game.
I was also completely wrong about the pro tags.
This.
They're completely new, like Let's Go was. Another thing that I mean, I wasn't really sure, but I was kind of like, what's this game gonna look like? Is it gonna, like, which one is it gonna
It
look
looks
like?
exactly like Scarlet and Violet.
I mean, that's obvious. However, I can see improvements in certain aspects. Like the eyes now look normal. Or at least more normal, the way I look at it.
Oh, AZ Floet's in the game. No new Mega Evolutions. They should have just shown this trailer. They should have just shown this as the reveal trailer.
I'll say, the city certainly looks big.
Yeah, so it's present.
Okay, then.
I mean, it had to be present or future because the Mega Mewtwo.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to be the past. It was going to be... Yeah, I'm gonna say preemptively, this looks better than Scarlet and Violet overall. I'm not
It looks
seeing
the same.
I'm not seeing any like super obvious like blatantly in your face kind of things yet. It's obviously based on the Scarlet and Violet thing. I'm just saying I think it looks better overall. At least in more polished, maybe would be a more accurate term.
Right. The UI looks a lot better.
As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you. Pokemon Legends ZA.
Oh, it is late 2025. They're not going to reveal any new megas.
I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. Well, I'm fine with the late 2025. Although it would have been nice if we could have had like a month. Not like it really matters, because I mean, there's only 1 month that's gonna be in.
Oh, that is the end. Yeah, that was a pretty lame. That was a pretty lame announcement trailer for ZA. I was expecting at least 1 mega evolution. That year wait just for that is pretty lame. That was extremely underwhelming. It's like, oh yay, more speculation until fucking May.
Assuming, well, actually, no, they probably will do it. I was gonna say, because last year we didn't have another one. I don't think. We just had the one in February, and that was it. Probably because. But now they also have that other game they can talk about too. Although, did they say, was it just 2025? Was it even that?
No, it's set in development now.
I'm gonna. Okay then. It's like I don't even remember if there was ever a specific thing for that.
Yeah, that was very disappointing. Not gonna lie, I was hoping for just one new mega. But oh well. You'd think after a year they'd reveal a little more, but oh well. I'm gonna hop off now.
Alrighty then, so I guess that was that. So I guess some brief thoughts here before I sign off as well, because I would like, because I've been staying up all night and I would like to go to bed. So, but I do want to give some brief kind of thoughts here. So, first things first, let's go back. Let's rewind to the beginning. So, let's talk about how this game looks real quick. I know I already talked about it a little bit, but so obviously this is based on the Scarlet and Violet look, which is not what I wanted. I wanted them to go back to something a little more anime-like. However, it does seem like they have fixed the main issue I had with that realistic look, which was kind of like the character designs not looking quite right. These are definitely a lot closer. It's kind of like a fusion between what Scarlet and Violet looks like and what like a traditional Pokemon game would look like. It has that realistic look that Scarlet and Violet has, but with more traditional looking designs. They're not completely traditional. They don't look like they're ripped right out of like Sword and Shield, but like the eyes on the characters look normal again. That's a big deal for me, at least. If I do get this game, it'll probably be Chikorita, just because that's what I did in Heart Gold back in the day. Just spoiler alert, but anyway. See, I don't really have much to say about the gameplay because I don't really have anything to say in regards to that because I didn't play Arceus, so I don't really have anything I can add from that perspective. I assume this builds on it somewhat, but I don't really know. Again, I know I said this before. I think this looks better. It's more polished, I think, is the word I said before, and I will probably stick with that. It's based on the Scarlet and Violet look, but it's a more polished version of it. With better character designs. Yeah, it would have been nice if they had given us like a proper date. Like they could have just told. I mean, if it's late, that's late. I mean, I said that, but I'm okay with it being late. Like, regardless of whether and as far as we know, this is only a Switch 1 game. This is only a Switch 1 game, but which is fine as long as it runs better on the Switch 2 when you run it in back compat. But we'll get that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, I don't see any like blatantly low-res textures or like really bad lighting or anything yet. Again, that's the best way I could describe it, is like it's a more polished version of Scarlet and Violet with like more traditional looking character designs, but still going for that realistic look. Now, one question I have is the fact that this game looks like this. Does that mean that this is what the games are going to look like going forward and we're never going back to like the anime aesthetic with the cell shading? Are we never going back to that? Are we leaving that in the past? I mean, only time will tell with that one. For all we know, the reason why this game looks the way it does is because this game probably started development, you know, right as Scarlet and Violet was being completed, so they were like, we may as well carry that over. So yeah. I just realized that's kind of awkward. They have 2 Johto and 1 Unova. And obviously this is one look. This obviously isn't the whole game, but I'm not seeing any like performance issues. So that's something. Oh, okay, so hold on. Okay, so I did not play X and Y. I will there's a bunch of Pokemon games I like, mainly from the 3DS era, that I just never played. I will get around to it at some point, but I know about this guy, AZ. He's the guy that the infamous like it's been 3,000 years, like that meme from back in the day. That's this guy. So the fact that he's here and he's alive means that this game takes place at the very least within the lifetime of the first. This probably still takes place after X and Y, but maybe not dramatically more. I'm very curious if we're going to see old characters or if this is like significantly in the future. Is this like 50, 100 years in the future, or is this like 10 years in the future? Like, we don't really know. But however much further it is in the future, though, that makes me wonder, like, you know, how much does that determine? Yeah. So there's like zones. Yeah, wild zones. Because obviously, like, if there's no, like...
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball. If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target.
Oh, hey, Antonio. I just noticed you in the chat. Yeah, we're kind of replaying through the trailer a little bit and doing some commentary on a couple of things I want to say about it.
This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles.
So again, I didn't play Arceus, so I really can't commentate on gameplay stuff much. The only thing I can really commentate on is visuals, because that's the main kind of issue I had with Scarlet and Violet as someone that didn't play it. Was like visuals, where like the visuals and like performance were kind of like the main thing, right? That everyone talked about. But for me, it was less about like, wow, look at that blurry texture, and wow, look at that performance. And it was more, wow, look at like the character designs not really meshing and not really looking quite right. How am I doing? I'm doing fine. We're gonna be signing off here, not too much longer, because I stayed up all night for this. But yeah,
Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon.
I would probably disagree with Ethan. I would say this trailer is disappointing, but that's also probably because I didn't really have any real expectations for it. I just wanted to see what the game looked like more than anything else. And again, I don't have anything really to say on the gameplay front, so I don't know.
Will await you.
That being said, they probably could have shown this to us a bit earlier. I think that year-long wait definitely did put some expectations on them, though. I will say, it's kind of weird that they don't just give us like a, say it's November. Or something. I don't know. I don't know. Why can't they just tell us it's November?
Coming late 2025.
But yeah, so... Yeah, one thing that I have been wondering is, so these new main characters. So, in Legends Arceus, which takes place before Diamond and Pearl, the main characters, Ray and Akari, are ancestors of Lucas and Dawn, and it's very obvious by looking at them that they're related. So I thought that they would do the same thing, and this time it would be the reverse, because this game takes place in the future. These characters would be descendants of Calum and Serena. I was wrong. I was clearly wrong. I kind of wish I was right on that, because I would have preferred that, but again, the eyes are correct, and that goes a long way. So I'm going to say preemptively, these character designs are better than, like, Scarlet and Violet. Even though it has the same thing as Scarlet and Violet, where, like, they have the same outfit, pretty much. I like it when Pokemon protags have, like, unique outfits. And they share what's essentially the same outfit. I know it's not technically exactly the same, but they're pretty much the same outfit. So I kind of wish they were different at the very least. I mean, obviously you're going to be able to get clothes and stuff, like all the modern games. And unlike in Scarlet and Violet, you won't be hampered down to just, like, the school outfit in different colors. Like, you'll actually get real choices this time. So like that will more or less fix the issue for me anyway. But the default designs are the ones that go on to become iconic and stick in people's minds. So having a good default design is key. I'd say these designs are better than the last game, but still I'd prefer, you know, go back to like the Sword and Shield, you know, Sun and Moon, etc., where like both characters are fully distinct and not just like the reverse of each other. But that's just me. Okay, so what do they show besides this? Oh yeah, I guess we can go over that real quick. So the other big thing they showed was Pokemon Champions, which is not Synapse from the leak, if you've ever seen that. This is a completely new game that is on mobile and console, and it's essentially a modern sequel to, at least on paper, as far as we can tell, this is kind of like a modern version of Battle Revolution or Stadium, but for modern devices. It'll connect with Pokemon Home, so you can get all of your existing Pokemon that way. They didn't say if it's free to play, but the fact that it's on mobile at all, in addition to console, it's going to be on the Switch. Don't worry, you don't have to use a phone. You guys have phones? How old is that line? Like 2018? The do you guys have phones from Blizzard? Anyway, this game is going to be on console. It's going to be on the Switch, so don't worry. But the fact that it's on mobile as well makes me think that this is going to be, you know, in the same vein as, you know, Unite or Cafe Remix or whatever, where it's on both, but it's really a mobile game at its core, and it's going to have all of those lovely transactions that everyone loves so much. But we'll have to see how that pans out, obviously. But yeah, so I don't know, this is kind of cool. I know there's people out there that will probably be excited for this. It's just, I kind of feel like a Battle Revolution Stadium type game is kind of pointless when you can play like the real game on a console already, but that's just me. But this is on mobile though, so that is a key point for it. If it was just on Switch, it would have almost no reason for being, but the fact that it's also on mobile, even if that comes at the cost of, again, those transactions, at least gives the game a purpose to exist. So, I don't know. I mean, will this game be any good? Obviously, we don't know. But, and those are two character designs. I'm not sure if those are defaults or what. And this game is being developed by both Game Freak and... Or wait, hold on. Okay, hold on, never mind. So no, Game Freak is not making this. They're doing the planning, but the Pokemon Works, which is a new subsidiary that was created like a year or two ago. They're the ones making it.
And Pokemon Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo Switch family of systems, but to mobile devices too.
So yeah, I don't know. That's one. The fact that it's on mobile at all just gives me like, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be something, maybe it won't. I mean, hopefully it's good. I'm probably not going to play it either way, but we'll see. But yeah, so Champions. Champions was kind of the other thing they announced. But yeah, ZA, that was obviously the thing we wanted to see. And yeah, ZA, I would say this is a step in the right direction, at least for the complaints I had with Scarlet and Violet from a visual perspective. I'd say this definitely at the very least improves on it. Again, this is hard to tell from a compressed 1080p trailer, but like, this is not giving me the immediate red flags that Scarlet and Violet did when it was first revealed, and we saw how it looked, and we saw the character designs, and I was like, I don't know about this. This is a game that I think definitely has a better chance of turning out good than that one did. But that's just me. And that's going purely off of visuals. That has nothing to do with gameplay. Which I know is what Pokemon's really about, but still. Yeah, it looks more polished to me. And it runs better on paper. Now the runs better part, that obviously people will very much be stress testing. I'm hoping this game runs better on Switch too. even if it doesn't get like a Switch 2 version, which as far as we can tell, it's not, and it might not need one if it just runs better out of the box. But again, we'll see. We'll see. For all we know, this game will crash and burn. And it's totally possible, but I don't know. Yeah, I am disappointed that the pro tags aren't Caleb and Serena descendants, though. I did want that. We didn't get that. But it looks like it's improving on Scarlet and Violet visually, or at least to me it looks like it is. Again, I know I keep bringing up the eyes, but the eyes really is like something that's like very distinct with Pokemon, and they changed that, at least on the main characters last time around, and that really bugged me because it didn't look quite right. See, I don't know, am I gonna get this? I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten the last couple of games. The only game I got in the recent era was Sword and Shield. Now it's just really on a whim more than anything else. So if this game comes out and the reception isn't great, then I'll just skip it and move on, and then I'll get around to playing it at some point. Because I am going to play all these games eventually, it's just a matter of when. Like, I haven't played Scarlet and Violet, but I will play it at some point. So wait, is it flipped? So wait, is that like your rival? I don't know if rival is really a thing in these spin-off, these like Legends games. Again, I didn't play Arceus, but like, so they say, so because like, right now, is this like your quote-unquote rival? And again, they're doing the thing where like it's the same kind of character, but it's flipped. So are they gonna make it so that, you know, you play as the boy, you get the girl, and then if you play as the girl, you get the boy? Like, or is it like boy, boy, girl, girl for how this works? I'm not really sure. Let me go back. They probably show me something more conclusive, and I just didn't pay attention. That wasn't a bit. It's kind of weird to like have two of the Johto Pokemon. That feels kind of odd to me.
Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and...
It's hard to... Okay, so... I'm like trying to figure this out. Okay, so there's this shot. The one before that. Okay, so... That's the guy, I think. Okay, so I think it's flipped. I think it's... You get the opposite version of whoever your main character is. I think that's how that works. Because it says that the character you meet depends on the character you choose. So I think it's flipped. So you play as the girl, you get the boy, rival, partner, whatever. And then the other way around, obviously, for the other end. So I think that's how that works. So yeah, AZ, I already mentioned that. I know about him, even though I haven't played X and Y. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really commentate on gameplay stuff too much. Being out of the game so long with Pokemon has kind of made me like not focus on stuff like, you know, battling. Which is like the whole point of the series, and focus much more on other aspects. But did they show any anime or animated stuff or other Pokemon games? They did not show us any like anime stuff, but they did show like, oh, the new season of Concierge, which is like a stop motion show. They showed that. They showed, I think, one other animated thing, but we didn't get like a new anime special or anything like that, or a new movie, if that's what you mean. What else was it? Yes, yeah, it showed that. And then... Wait, was that it? Didn't have anything in between? Okay, never mind. I guess they didn't even... It was just the Concierge. And then a bunch of mobile stuff. But they went through fairly quickly, to be fair. I will give them credit. They actually showed us like stuff on ZA. It wasn't just a quick like 1-minute trailer. Again, Ethan, thanks to that trailer, or well, it's not really a trailer. It's more of a just like a showcase. Wasn't really as good as it could have been, which fair enough, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I think overall, I'd say that was fine.
What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution.
Alrighty then. I think
The trainer's keystone rests
I've pretty much said all I can really say at this point.
the
So yeah, obviously Mega Evolution's there because that was the X and Y edition, and we already knew that like a year ago. They already teased it a year ago anyway.
in its favor. As Lumiose continues its transformation into
And we're gonna get new forms, right? Like we're gonna get new forms. Like they add new forms. Like ever since Sun and Moon introduced Alolan forms, we now there was Galarian forms, there were Paldean forms. I think. I actually don't know if there were Paldean forms, but I assume there was. There was Hisuian forms. We're gonna get Kalosian forms or whatever the heck they call it. We're gonna get new forms, and like I said earlier, we'll get like plushies and all that stuff, and. Yeah, so only on Switch 1. There is no Switch 2 version, at least confirmed as of this presentation. Now, maybe in April when we get the Switch 2 presentation, they'll say there is a Switch 2 version, but I doubt it for a variety of reasons, but yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure what people overall are going to think about that. Obviously, I've only had one person's opinion, that being Ethan's, and he's kind of like, for how long it took for us to get this, it was disappointing. But obviously, that's what he thinks. Is the rest of the internet gonna agree or not? Or maybe they'll be somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I don't know. And if you were to ask me, am I excited for this game? My answer would be no. But that's probably because I'm not really excited for any new Pokemon game. Not because I hate Pokemon, far from it. I still really love Pokemon, on a base level at the very least. It's just, I don't like it enough to, play every new game. But I like it a lot overall, still. So if this game is good enough, and it's polished enough, I'm not expecting miracles. I know it's still Game Freak and the Switch, but if it's good enough, and there's nothing else coming out in that time frame that's more important, which is going to be a hard thing to do because this game's coming out in November. They didn't say November. This game's coming out in November. This game's coming out in November, which means it's probably going to be competing with a new 3D Mario or Mario Kart 9 or something like that. So if there's anything like that's coming out around the same time, then this is immediately off the list, at least temporarily. But I will say that I am more interested in this game than I was in Scarlet and Violet. Take that for what you will. But, yeah, but again, I'm very curious as to, is every game gonna have this more realistic look? Are they officially dropping the cell shading permanently? Or is this just a case of being in the same generation technically as the last one, and it probably started development around, I don't know, is that why? I don't know, I just want to know, is this what it's going to be like going forward? Because, again, they can make it work. This is already a step in the right direction, at least in my opinion, overall. The realistic look can work. They just need the right amount of polish and the right character designs, and then I think it could probably work fine. But anyway, I think I've done enough rambling at this point. I'd like to go to bed. So yeah, I don't know. Long story short, I don't know. I mean, the game looks, well, I would say my very base opinion is the game looks fine. Just overall, the game itself looks fine visually, and the game gameplay-wise looks fine. I don't know. Again, I can't really speak on gameplay stuff all that much, but hey, it's cool that we finally got to see more of it, even if it did take us a whole year. And yeah, we'll probably see this next in probably a May or June Pokemon Presents, which we'll probably get this year because now they can actually show something. But yeah, so Gen 10, obviously, yeah, that's being. I mean, that was never gonna be here. I already said that earlier. But yeah, Gen 10's gonna be next year. I mean, I mean, the game's gonna be out next year either way. But what I mean is, this game is not gonna get announced until February next year. Same goes for that collection, assuming the collection even exists. But yeah, so I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that presentation and on ZA in general. Did you think it looked cool? Did you think it was a disappointment? Was it something in between? Whatever your thoughts are on that, or even the new Champions game, let me know down below. Yeah, so what's the next stream gonna be? The next stream is probably going to be. I'm not sure, actually. Obviously, the next major event that's happening is the Switch 2 Direct in early April. But I don't know if there's going to be something before that point, because we had a State of Play not too long ago, and we had the Xbox event not too long before that. So we're not going to get... I mean, Xbox does their Developer Direct in January, and then they have their E3 in all but name. They don't call it that anymore because E3 is dead, unfortunately. But, like, their E3 equivalent, their games showcase in, like, June. But then they don't do anything in between. Whereas Sony does the State of Plays, but they haven't done a PlayStation showcase since 2023. So we're about due for that. But who knows if we're going to have to wait until, like, June for that. But we'll see. So I don't think there's going to be anything from Microsoft or Sony between now and the Switch 2 event. So the next reaction will probably be that Switch 2 event. But aside from that, I mean, I haven't done a Smash stream in a while, but I haven't really been in a Smash mood lately. Smash is very much on the back burner as we are now waiting for the next game to basically be announced. But, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what the next stream ends up being. Maybe it'll be a gaming stream. Maybe we'll have nothing until April. Who knows? But the fact that I made that short, though, and also, by the way, one of the reasons why I made that short was because what was I gonna say? Was because now the time limit is upped. So shorts were 1 minute for the longest time, but now they're 3 minutes. Which I assume is a response to TikTok making it so you can have up to 10 minutes, which I think is overkill for a short. 3 minutes I get, but 10 minutes, that's just like a regular video at that point, but vertical. I don't know who would want to watch that, but that's just me. But anyways, now that you can have shorts up to 3 minutes long, that is enough time that I could probably get a lot of topics out the door that don't require like a full video or a discussion video's worth of time. So while I don't want to say definitively expect more shorts like on a more frequent basis, because this is me we're talking about, but I'm thinking that I could tackle a couple of topics that maybe don't deserve a full video because I wouldn't have enough to say about it, but I could do it as a short. But again, we'll see. But anyways, okay, enough. It's 6:50. This really is time for me to leave. So again, thank you all for watching. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on all of this. And stay tuned for whatever comes next. So with that being said, this is Logan59XP, and I'll see you guys next time.